how do you know the difference between a spiritual experience and hallucinations? Because I've experienced both, and I can tell when I'm experiencing some hallucinations versus spiritual stuff. I'll start with the spiritual story. That was pretty interesting for me. A couple of months ago, or I guess it's more like 8 months ago now, I accidentally opened up a portal in my bedroom, and I didn't know, and it was because of a meditation that I was doing that was essentially inviting all benevolent beings, and they would just come in my room and watch me while I slept. It was not a great time, but I would wake up and I would see them. I would see figures that were definitely human figures, and then I would see figures that were in the shapes of like light orbs, pretty big inside, like moving around. And not only that, my husband saw a naked woman in the same area where I was seeing these beings. So for me, that was definitely a spiritual experience, and I knew that these were real spiritual entities, right, that I was seeing. I learned how to close the portal. I like texted my mentor. I was like, what is going on? How do I fix this? And she told me what to do, and it worked. But also I have had hallucinations where I I'll start with an example. I've had hallucinations many times in my life. But one time I was working a very stressful job, and I was at the computer for 12 plus hours a day, and I would feel these shadow figures swarming around me, and I would be in such paranoia. I would like whip my head around all the time, like looking behind me, actually genuinely jumping out of my chair because I'm so freaked out, turning on all the lights when it was dark because I just could not stand the darkness because of these figures. I would see things that looked like rabbits, like running across my peripheral vision, things like that. Those were hallucinations, and they're different because I think they invoke more paranoia, whereas the spiritual beings that I saw, I was afraid, but I knew they couldn't hurt me. But with the hallucinations, I get very, very paranoid, and I don't feel a direct fear for my sense of self. It's it's hard to explain, but I think paranoia is the best word to sum it up. But that is what I'm starting to experience now. It's not that intense yet, but I know it's getting worse. Like, I see things darting around all the time.